Keeping CTP going, thinking shit through one podcast at a time.
I already started recording, so.
Oh, okay. Hello, Sean.
All right, let's see here. Oh.
Edit that out, Sean. Tanks Paintball, the place to go to shoot everybody that you love or hate in the.
Wait, you got to do the ass one. Just that's for Miguel.
We got to keep up. Yeah, we got to light a candle for Miguel here.
Or is that a code for sex?
I hope not.
God damn.
Sounds pretty rough.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Critical Thinking Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, along with my co-host,
Rick the Rizzo, and our other co-host,
Sean.
And the other Mexican in the room, Miguel G.
And this is a critical look at all things gaming, movies, collectibles, and so much more.
Here we are, episode, was it 101?
101, ladies and gentlemen.
This is episode 101 with just the Introverts. Attack of the Introverts, that's what this is. It's just me, and coming in via Skype is Sean. Yeah, Sean is over in Dallas.
That's right, up here in Dallas, coming at you live.
Like I said, this is it's just us two. Miguel, he's out of town. Anything you got to say, Miguel? And also, who's out of town is Kyle, our fearless leader. He is also out of town.
Wow.
Kyle went to a seminar this time, so he's not in here at all.
Dang.
Yeah.
Rick's in the house alone.
Yes, I am. It's party time.
Party.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Tiff's here or not. I don't know. Maybe she went with them. I have a feeling she went with them. Cause I'm sitting over here going like, there's nobody here. And I just, came into the house cause I have a key. And, I was just like, okay, it's just going to be a nice quiet time. I just sent Kyle a text saying, hey, I'm in your house, just letting you know and stuff. Other than that, how was your weekend, Sean, being over in Dallas?
Oh, my weekend's been pretty good. Had a good time with the godsons. Had a good time with my girl up here. We got to just, took a day in because it was so just like cloudy and rainy up here. And then like, man, it's been nuts. And it's like Dallas, as far as I knew, didn't get that much rain, but it's been like raining the whole dang time I've been up here. So I've just been like, well, whatever, we sit in, we watch some Netflix, check out some stuff on the cable, got some Buffalo Wild Wings. So nothing massively exciting. Just had a good time up here with the family and, trying to stay on top of everything back in Houston. What about you, Rick?
Well, like I said, it's been raining over here this like almost all weekend and everything. Sunday was actually the only day we didn't have any rain. And this weekend was supposed to be my makeup weekend for my Ubering, because I Uber on the weekends. And since I didn't Uber the weekend before because we were at pandemic, it was weird because I was going to Uber on Friday, but all my errands and everything I got taken care of, I didn't get a chance to. So I was like, all right, double up on Saturday. So Saturday, actually, I started out like right around 7:30ish. I was like, all right, this is good. And got to my normal spot where I wait. And I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. And I was like, oh, it's going to be a bad night. And all of a sudden, boom, got the first one. Went, picked up this gentleman or a group of guys, took them to a restaurant. And I was still in town. I was in Rosenberg. I didn't venture off into Houston yet. And then after I dropped them off, instantly, right as I was heading to drop them off, I click, another one comes up, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a good night. It was just coming in a row. So the next guy I picked up over at Brew Wings, brought him over to another location. And then I went on ahead and I said, all right, let me go ahead and go to Lowe's parking lot and wait there for the next one. Well, right as I get to the parking spot, boom, I get another one. I'm like, all right, I got another one. And this one says possible long trip VIP rider, which VIP rider means this person has been in a lot of rides and is a 5-star passenger.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, all right, cool. I got a good passenger and this could be a long trip. It's going to be some good money. Turn on to 36 heading towards where he's at. 2 seconds on the road, all of a sudden I hear poof. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And I pull into the gas station, open the door, and I look, and lo and behold, my back tire's got a flat.
Oh, man, that sucks.
I was like, son of a bitch. So I go and I get to the phone, and I had to cancel the ride, and I put no charge for the cancellation because, you know, sometimes they'll charge the fee to the passengers. And I said, no charge. I go, I got a flat. Sorry, I won't be able to make it. You have to, you know, get another person. And the guy said, no problem. You know, thanks for letting me know. I said, all right, no problem. So I go back, and the jack I have is crap, but luckily I was still in town, so I call my pops, and my pops, you know, I told him, hey, I need a jack. He shows up. We jack up the car. He has a better leverage thing to remove the lug nuts, so I'm get the lug nuts off, and I'm looking for what pierced my tire, and I don't see nothing. I'm like, what the hell? So while I was putting on the spare, my dad was checking the tire out. Ends up there was a dime-sized hole in the tread.
Whoa.
So whatever I ran over, I didn't see, and it was the size of there must have been a big bolt and just pierced the tire, and it took off.
Dang.
I was like, this is some shit. So I had to end my night because I can't keep driving with the donut on because it's not supposed to be made for, heavy driving.
Right.
So I had to quit early. So my whole making up my money from missing the weekend before, I made a grand total of $10.
Oh, man. Plus whatever it costs to get a new tire.
Yeah. About that one. When Sunday comes up, I'm like, all right, maybe I can Uber during the day, get a little bit more money. Nope. Sunday I wake up, go to all the tire places are closed. All the ones that I go to, they're all closed because it's Sunday. Most of them are closed anyway. So I'm like, dang. Right. And so I go, hey, look, this one's open. The two of them that I find, the used tire shops that I usually go to, they all take credit card, but the two that are open don't take credit cards.
Oh, man.
And I'm all like, oh, man. I said, well, how much for a patch? A patch and a plug or something like that. And the guy said, oh, that's like $10. I had $10 in cash in my pocket. I said, yeah, let's do that. He looks at the tire, sees the size of the hole. And this is actually where I actually get a good view of the hole. I was like, damn, it is pretty big. He goes, yeah, this can't be patched. I was like, oh, that's some fucked up shit.
Oh, man.
And so I was like, all right, you take credit card. And they were like, no, we don't take credit card. And I knew the other place don't take credit card. And I was like, fine. Went to Walmart. Because he was already telling me, he was like, yeah, the tire's like $40 for the used tire. And I was like, oh, okay, it's not too bad. And I'm used to 35, but, you know, $40 ain't too bad. Well, I go ahead and I was like, man, I bit the bullet, so I'm going to go to Walmart. For $20 more, I got a brand new tire. So, like, for $60, I got a brand new tire. Tax, everything came to $68. I was like, well, I can't bitch.
Yeah, hey, there you go. All's well that ends well.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't do any more Ubering that Sunday because I was being a taxi service for the family, so I was driving everybody everywhere but didn't get paid for it.
You were the unpaid mover.
Yes.
Dang.
Like, other than that, the weekend was like shit. It was just raining. Saturday, I didn't think I was going to do anything because it rained all freaking day. And at night, it stopped. I was like, hey, I'm able to go. So that's why I was able to do it. But then this stupid flat happened. And I was like, man, I was looking for some good money. And then my friend, she texts me, older lady I work with, you know, she Ubers too. And she goes, hey, I made like $375. I'm like, you know, just rub it in.
Gosh, dang it.
But she had the $150 cleaning service on hers because she said she picked up one drunk woman and she threw up on the outside of the car, and while she was throwing up, she pissed.
Oh my gosh.
So luckily she was able to clean it up pretty well and throw up, and then she sends us the pictures and everything to Uber, and Uber goes ahead and gives her the $150, and they charge the rider $150 because, you know, that they got to pay for the cleaning.
Right.
And so that's how she got that, but she can't Uber the rest of the night. And I was like, well, at least you made like $375, man. I was like, cause I didn't get shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, man, she had a good night. I was like, man, this sucks. But like I said, it would look like it was going good that night too. I was like happy. I was like, all right, I'm getting in the flow. And that happens.
Damn.
Fucking blows, man. Fucking blows. Other than that, going back to work, same old shit, different day. Except I think people forget how to drive over the weekends because the Monday morning traffic's a bitch.
They kill too many brain cells on the weekend.
Yeah, and they forgot how to drive. Yeah, other than that, that's about it, man. Like I said, these are my Uber stories that like I mentioned before in the previous podcast. I'm going to bring in Uber stories. Well, that was my Uber story, is me getting a fucking flat tire.
Well, and your friend had a pretty interesting Uber story too, because knowing that about her story, now we know how Uber handles people puking on the car. So that's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, puking and peeing.
Puking and pissing themselves.
Yep.
Uber's got a good policy for dealing drunk people.
Oh yeah. Well, you're gonna. I don't know if you're gonna be mad or pissed at this one. It used to be $250.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it went down to $150 when I started. I'm like, man, that $250 would have been great.
Man, yeah, that'd be some good money. Like, come on, drunk people, please puke on me.
That's what I told myself. I was like, I should buy some Scotch Guard and spray on my seats. That way it can just roll right off.
There you go.
Other than that, let's go ahead and move on. Let's go to what we normally go to. We got our box office number, blah, 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 blah. Box office numbers brought to you by
Uncanny Comics.
Uncanny Comics, located on
Avenue I in Rosenberg, Texas.
And the blah, 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 blah. I don't know why I can't say, and the owner and manager and operator is
our best buddy, Joseph Kano.
Wow, you sound like you got to be that movie guy. It's like, was it? Goddamn, I can't even think of. You got the voice real good, and I just can't think. It's the movie. One man, one way. Anyways.
Yeah, we got to think of Kyle's whole spiel.
Yeah. Man, talk about being introverts. It's just like, I mean, I'm opening up a lot more and everything, but still, sometimes you just get creative block in your mind when you're trying to talk.
I know. I was like, work. Dang it. More caffeine.
Anyways, this is for September 21st through the 23rd. Coming in at number 1, which is a movie I knew it was coming out. I didn't know it was this week. It was called The House with a Clock in Its Walls. This is the one with Jack Black and, what's her name that played Hela on Thor? Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
And it's a little kid. I guess that's their nephew. They pick him up and, they're warlocks and a witch. They do a lot of magic, and the little kid finds out and he's like, teach me. And they teach him, and ends up something bad's in the house. It's where they hear the clock ticking in the wall.
Right.
And stuff.
That one looked really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like, I was really interested in the way it played out, because it kind of reminded me of like a combination of like, like a Harry Potter kind of thing, and then kind of Hugo, and then kind of like, maybe like Lemony Snicket's or that recent, the one Tim Burton movie. I can't think of it right now, but it had like Samuel Jackson in it and stuff. Reminds me of those kinds of movies that has that kind of aesthetic to it. It's kind of that creepy, over the top-ish, really, really interesting, really spooky, got magic involved. It looked really interesting, I liked the whole aesthetic to it. So I'm not sure if it really translated to be a good movie, but it sounds like by box office numbers it has been.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see the movie too. When I saw the trailer, I was like, this one looks really good. I want to check it out. It made a total of $26.6 million this weekend with a total budget of 42. 42 to make it, but like I said, this is only week 1, so it's made it a little over half its budget. So
yeah, and that's not a terribly high budget either. Like they definitely, I would say, hit in the sweet zone.
Yeah. Coming in at number 2 is called The Simple Favor. I think this is with Anna Kendrick in it. I don't know the persona of it because, like I said, this was one trailer. It probably just slipped my mind into view. It made a total of $10.2 million. With a grand total of 32.4, and this is its second week out. Coming in at number 3, The Nun. which I was all like, wow, The Nun is still up there, number 3. I really, I'm not into horror movies or anything like that, but apparently, like my brother said it was meh, but a lot of people are like, that like The Conjuring and everything, they're like, oh, this is a good movie. Yeah, that made 9.9 million.
Guess it resonated with somebody.
Yeah, with a grand total of 100 million.6 with the budget of 22 million. So they've made their budget and then some, and this is their third week out.
Wow.
One of my favorite movies. It was a good movie. I watched it, loved it. Coming in at number 4 was The Predator, which was number 1 last week, and it's dropped to number 4. So I guess a lot of people didn't like The Predator. I thought it was a really good movie. Because, turn your brain off, just watch it, be entertained. It's The Predator. Come on.
Right. It was never supposed to be some like big intellectual, like this is definitely how first encounters with aliens would act, No, it was always just really cool, actiony, and the first one especially was just over the top action and even like some dark comedy kind of aspects to it. So, they just took it and they embraced those things about it and they made it for this new time that we're living in. So it's like, I don't see what there is to dislike about it. Like if you dislike it, then you probably wouldn't have liked the original Predator.
Yeah, true. So true. It made a total of 9.1 million with the grand total of 40.9 million with the budget of 88. So it hadn't even made its budget yet. Barely cresting the halfway mark, but that's just American market. It might have done well overseas. This is its second week. Coming in at number 5, Crazy Rich Asians, which I didn't. When I had a chance for us to view this one, because we were doing a regular show, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be a really good movie. But that's why I didn't, because I didn't want to see, honestly, I didn't want us to bash it. At the point when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if the guys will like this, and I know how we are. If there's something we don't like, we're going to bash the hell out of it. But surprisingly, maybe if I did let us watch it, whatever, it made 6.3 this week. It has a grand total of 159.2 million with a budget of 30 million, and this is its 6th week, and it's still in the top 5.
Man, I would have never predicted that. You would have thought that this would just be appealing to a very small audience, mostly Asians. But it sounds like either every Asian there is in America went and saw it 10 times, or else it really definitely did break the appeal. And hey, more power to them. I guess it's like the Black Panther of the Asians right here, and no stereotype at all that it had to do with money.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, damn. I was like, man, this thing's just killing it. So, like I said, if y'all out there, go ahead and check some of these top 5 movies, especially, I want to get our Predator up there, so go check that one out. Honorable mentions. Well, I don't know if you can say honorable on some of these. Mention, I mean, is a bad way. I think, we had a number 1, which I didn't know about this one, but what's his name? The director that did this, he did Fahrenheit 9/11.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name, but he's always had that controversy political movies he always makes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he made Fahrenheit 11/9.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and this is all about how, he's attacking Trump on this one. So.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so I saw that one came in at number 8. Don't know what the budget is, but it made 3 million. Excuse me.
Yeah, there's a big difference. $3,000. Like, oh boy, he finally paid for his Winnebago.
Also, like, and sitting here, like, number 7 was Peppermint. White Boy Rick came in at number 6. The Meg was number 9. Searching was number 10, and we've talked about all those right there. Other than that, that's box office numbers for the week of, whoops, wrong way, September 21st to the 23rd.
Yay!
And this is brought to you by
Uncanny Comics by our best friend owner, Joseph Kano. Uncanny Comics is located on Avenue I in Rosenberg, Texas.
And don't forget to mention to see his 2 dogs, Winter and Venom.
That's right.
From what I hear,
watch your behind.
From what I got from him, Winter can be nice, but can also be an asshole. But Venom is the nicest dog that's there. Now we're going to go into trailer talk. we don't have that many trailers. We only have 2. Like I said, this show might be pretty short, not too long on how we're going to do this because it's just me and Sean.
Yeah.
Sean just like, yeah. Miguel, he does bring in a lot of spunk and everything, but like
just, that's only because he brings the spunk lube.
Yeah. He gets a whole bottle of spunk lube and puts it everywhere. That's just disturbing, and I'm in this room. I was like, man, no wonder I'm sticky.
You're like, hang on, I need to go wash my hands. I'm all the way here in Dallas.
Well, anyways, so now we got Trade Talks brought to you by
Tanks Paintball, the place to go to shoot everybody that you love or hate in the ass.
Wait, you got to do the ass one. Just that's for Miguel.
We got to keep up. Yeah, we got to light a candle for Miguel here.
Or is that a code for sex?
I hope not.
God damn.
Sounds pretty rough.
I was like, I don't remember. You remember what he said last week, though? I should actually make a Tinder thing called Firm Handshake.
Right.
I was just like, what the fuck? Oh, man. I forgot to mention, we also have Josh, but Josh is just he's literally tech man now because he lives out in Orange, so he can't really make it over here. It's a good drive, so.
Yeah, it is a long ass drive, especially it depends on traffic too, but no traffic or traffic, it's still a long drive.
Oh yeah, it's about an hour out, maybe 2 hours out. That's how far he is now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's closer to the border of Louisiana from what I hear, so. Well,
yeah. We miss you, buddy.
We miss you. Anyways, coming in, now we got trailer talk, and the first trailer we saw was, I don't know how much detail we're going to go into this one. It was a teaser trailer for the Joker origin movie with Joaquin Phoenix playing as the Joker, and literally it's a short, quick clip of just Joaquin Phoenix staying there with just a normal look, and then it would just blink, blink, blink. You see a smile coming in, blink, blink, and then all of a sudden you see the makeup kind of going on him, and then all of a sudden he's with the makeup at the end. And
right.
Then they have a clip of like him bugging I guess another street clown and everything, and that's just, you don't hear nothing. It's just him. Looks like, they haven't had no audio to it or whatever. Like I said, it's just a teaser. What did you think of his look of the Joker?
I thought that, for one thing, when I saw it, I was like, I think he can pull off this really gritty kind of Joker, because that's what I kind of saw in it was, I might not be the craziest. Like, I don't think at the end of the day, I don't think that when he actually becomes the Joker, that's what he's going to look like per se. But stepping into the persona, stepping into what he's going to do, and just looking at how he pulls it off, I was like, you know what? Before I was like, I don't know about Joaquin Phoenix being the Joker, but when I saw him like that, and I saw kind of like the change of attitude and the characteristics and just the way he does his facial expressions and everything, I was like, yeah, you know what? I think he can probably pull off a pretty badass, pretty scary Joker. And like, I think it's gonna be more like Heath Ledger, it's going to be really creepy as shit, where it's like, whoa, like this guy.
Yeah. And what's funny is that it's funny that you bring up the Heath Ledger one. Now, when I first saw this, I was all like, no, I was like, what's going on? I was like, oh man, no, what's going on? It's like, what? It's like, no, it's like, this don't even look like the Joker. I was like, because, it was a lot of color. You know? And I went to one of my sources that I always pull like some news from and everything. Emergency Awesome from YouTube. I always give him, I need to, give him credit whenever I pull information from him. He was kind of explaining a little bit more, and then I got it. I was like, oh, the way Joaquin Phoenix can go from normal to crazy he does a perfect job of it. So I was like, okay, I can understand where they're going with it. And as from what he was saying is, as the movie's going on, and like you said, you brought in the Heath Ledger, he's going to that is where he's going to go. even though he has more color and everything on it now, you're going to see him descend more into madness, and then he might simplify it just like the way Heath Ledger's was.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because I kind of had the same reaction at first. I was like, I don't know about all this paint. But then I was like, you know what? Because as I was reading into it and as I was actually looking and seeing what was going on, I was like, I think that this is just where he starts. And it's going to change. His look is going to change as he gets like more sadistic and really starts to get into the spirit of what he's doing. And it's going to change and we're going to get more of that Joker look.
Yeah, that's like I said, when I saw it and I kind of sat there and I was like, oh, and now I understand. And now it doesn't bother me the way he actually is coming out now. And it's something that you don't see on the Joker. You notice he has a red nose. Mm-hmm. And every Joker that we've seen's never had the red nose. Yeah. And I think that's probably hinting at how the origin is going to be a little bit different from the others, and it's also going to have a little bit more of its own signature flair, I think. But I think at the end we're going to see a very Joker-esque Joker. I think that Joaquin Phoenix is going to be able to pull it off in a way that's going to be, maybe terrifying. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm kind of hoping for a Joker that is fascinating, but really scares the crap out of you at the same time, just by being so unpredictable and sinister. Yeah. Out of all the Jokers you've had, I know the guy from Mercy Awesome has done this. His name's Charlie. I want to do it with us, and I want to see if where we would put it. What would be your top 5 Jokers? Wow, top 5. Okay, well, number 1 would definitely, in my opinion, have to be the Batman the Animated Series Joker, played by Mark Hamill. Like that to me is like the tantamount, the best Joker that there could ever be. Like his voice acting, the laugh is iconic. The whole personality they brought to the table, the writing for the character, that was just fantastic. And I'm totally agreeing with you. That is also my number 1. Absolutely. And then after that, for me, would have to be Heath Ledger, because man, he just, even though it's a different interpretation, I get that, and then comic purists will be blah, 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 but you know what? Hey, his interpretation of Joker was a really, really good characterization. Like if there was a gritty, like almost real life version of the Joker, I felt like that would be it. And his whole mentality and his whole way of doing things and everything, the guy became that person. So that's just, he's got to get the top props for the acting on that. Oh, yeah. Because that's also my number 2 is also Heath Ledger, because he brought that, that was the Joker right there. Besides Mark Hamill being, the best voice and everything for the Joker, that was like the real life Joker that we were able to see. And that's how I put Heath coming in at number 2. What about your number 3? Okay, number 3 for me, and this is probably just dating, for me because of being 90s kid, but after that would have to be like the Joker. I can't think of the actor's name right now. Probably should have pulled up this. You know what? Maybe I'll still pull it up. But the Joker who played in the Michael Keaton Batman, Jack Nicholson. Yes, I really liked him. I think other people hated him, but I really liked him as a Joker. Like maybe it was like the chemistry between him and Michael Keaton, but it really came off well to me. And that's, maybe it had more to do with the fact that it was a Michael Keaton movie. Maybe it's 90s nostalgia, but he definitely comes in 3rd for me. Okay, yeah. My number 3 was fighting between Jack Nicholson and Cesar Romero from the Batman TV show. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. And that was a fight between it, and I was like, I'm going to make it Cesar Romero, because that's who I grew up with as the Joker at first. So right. He was the Joker that I always went to, and he was the one that was more like the clown of the Joker. Right. Of the Joker. So, that was a TV show and everything, that's how they did. And I think he did a really good job as I was growing up. And like I said, that's when I look and you're like, yes, that's the Joker. That's how it was. And then coming in at my number 4 was Jack Nicholson.
Okay, yeah, mine would just be switched on that. My number 4 would be him because he was definitely, fantastic too. You really can't knock his performance at all. I guess that leaves number 5. I don't know. That's kind of a hard one for me.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have Jared Leto's, which was the one on Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I felt like with him, like he could almost be a number 5 for me. But the thing is, I feel like he never really got a chance to show us if he could really be Joker. Like it felt like to me like it was all cut too short, and he was like a prop. He was just like candy instead of really being the Joker. And I gotta admit that I first hated his appearance, and I hated like they're just trying to do some kind of millennial spin. Get the kiddies all excited about him. Oh look, it's an edgy Joker or whatever. But as I saw his performance in Suicide Squad and stuff like that, I said he might have been able to pull off a really good Joker if we actually saw enough of the Joker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe tentatively I give him number 5 just because I can't really think of any other names that influence me as a Joker right now. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and give him number 5 just because he probably could have been a really good Joker.
Yeah, you're going to laugh when you see what my number 5 Joker is.
Okay, let me know.
I say Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, really?
From Lego Batman.
Oh, you know what? Dang! You got a point. I switch. I'm with you on that one. With you on that one.
I think he did a really damn good job for voice acting the Joker as it, and I think I can see him being a Joker if you put on the face paint and everything. I think he can actually be sadistic.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'm on that one for sure.
But he would be the more sadistic / comedy part of it. He would actually try to make it funny.
Right. It'd be dark humor, which would be great because like that's kind of was one of the best things about like Mark Hamill's Joker is that the comedy was there, but it was always so sinister. It was always so dark at the same time. So like he made you want to laugh, but at the same time he could make you really scared about the way that he would do things. It's just like what on earth? Why would you do that? Like this guy is jacked up.
So yeah, there you have it. That's our top 5 that we have for the Jokers. All right, coming on our next trailer we saw. This is, like I said, we only have 2 trailers to talk about. Next trailer we saw was Bumblebee, the official. This is like, I guess you would say trailer 2 because the first one was a teaser more of it, and we were just like, when we saw, we're like, okay, let's see what they're going with this. Watching the second one, I'm all like, are they rebooting? Looks like they're rebooting the series. There's a shit ton of Gen 1 robots we got coming in on this one. You got to see Soundwave, the original way he looked, along with Ravage coming out as a tape. He comes out. Who else did we see? Saw Shockwave and his little minion army that he has. The Seekers, I think it's what they're called. He has them, and Shockwave looks like the classic Shockwave. You have Optimus Prime looking like the Optimus Prime, but like I said, a lot of these, they're probably just going to be bits and pieces because they're showing the Cybertronian war that's going on. But it's mainly going to be about Bumblebee on Earth. And you come to find out in the trailer that Bumblebee was sent to Earth to protect us from the Decepticons because it shows 2 Decepticons coming in. One of them, I think it's the red one, is played by Angela Bassett, is the voice of the red one, which I forgot the name. Her and the blue one, they're actually Decepticons coming in saying, hey, don't ask no questions to this one, just kill them on sight to the armies. That way when the Decepticons comes, they don't have no resistance. That's all. That's why they want to kill Bumblebee like right away.
Right.
And they're trying to use us to do that, in which that's where you see John Cena as part of Sector 7, and they're trying to either kill or take Bumblebee. I don't know how they're doing it, but hopefully, it looks, after seeing this one, I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing this movie.
Yeah, I agree completely. Like before even just the whole concept, it seemed almost like a Star Wars story kind of a thing, like Han Solo, like why do you want to do this movie? Like, what's the point? But as we look at the way it's playing out and from the trailer number 2, it looks really fascinating, especially how they're really bringing the aesthetic of like the classic Transformers and how they look, the Autobots and Decepticons. It is really appealing to that classical aesthetic. It's really just, pulling you into, like, as it gives you glimpses back to Cybertron and to the politics and things that are getting involved there and the fight that's going on there. It really makes you think of the cartoon. And then the girl, the actress, it seems like she's not going to be annoying as far the way it feels, at least by the trailer. It seems like she's not going to be like, why are you here? You're irritating. We want to watch giant robots. We want to see what they're doing. She seems like she won't be an annoying piece. Obviously we're getting that kind of boy and his dog kind of relationship almost sort of thing going on there. But it looks like it's not going to be too much that way, and it's going to be, very action packed and I don't know how heavy on the story it's going to be. We'll find out, but it does. I agree with Rick that it looks like it's building up to something, and this does look like it's a total reboot. So that's what we're both looking at and hoping for is like maybe this is finally the series of Transformer movies we've been looking for. That's closer to the comics, closer to the original cartoon.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like I said, they made them look the way they're supposed to look and everything, and I think that's because it's not Michael Bay doing this. I think he may be producing it. I'm not too sure. I didn't look at it. I got to look that up again. But like I said, I was just intrigued. I was like, yes, we got Gen 1s. I'm like, and they're looking like they're supposed to. And surprisingly, that one shot that you see with the robot that's transforming with that we say, oh, it looks like Shockwave. That's not Shockwave. I forgot what they say it was. I think it was Thundercracker or something. But that wasn't, not Shockwave, Starscream.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't Starscream. It's somebody else. I'm like, maybe Starscream is on Cybertron still, and that's what they're going to maybe show him later. Maybe the original Megatron too as well.
Yeah, and that would be freaking awesome. It'd be awesome to see the original Megatron, especially. That would be iconic to me to get to see them animate the original looking Megatron.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I said, I'm after watching this trailer, I'm a little hyped. I want to check it out, especially since they've got the robots right this time. So, and the CG, I guess you would say it actually is not too bad for just pre-production. The way these trailers are coming out, it's not too bad. I guess it might be a little bit more cleanup when it does come out on it, but at least they're able to show the transformation like the way they're supposed to be. Yeah,
definitely. I think so too. There's probably still some things that they might work on a little bit in the mechanics, but overall it is exciting, and I do get that classic vibe to it, that retro vibe to it. So crossing our fingers, hopefully this is turning out the way that we're feeling that it's going to turn out.
Oh yeah, definitely. And and that's our trailers. Like I said, we only had 2.
But it was plenty to talk about, so hey.
Yeah, it was a lot to talk about, especially with the Joker one. And this is also our trailer talk was brought to you by
Tink's Paintball. I have no idea where the devil they're located.
They're on 59 and Williams Way.
That's right, Tink's Paintball.
I don't know if it's going to be 59. I mean, should I keep calling it 59 or is it going to be I-69? Because that's what supposedly he's changing to, because it's going to be an interstate now.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, to be continued.
Yeah. Other than that, as of movie news right now, brought to you by Tokyo Munchies with our friend Kyle over in Tokyo or Japan.
Tokyo Munchies in Japan.
Yeah, he's doing pretty, he's doing good considering they had the typhoons and everything over there. He's doing all right and everything. He's still around. He didn't float away. He still calls and jokes with us all the time. He also has his podcast that he does on, I think it's Anchor. He has his on, but he has his podcast. You check out his. I forgot what's it called. Is it Tokyo Munchies podcast or something like that?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a Tokyo Munchies podcast.
Yeah, so I mean, you go ahead and check him out. He's pretty good. He's been with us for a while. He's a funny guy, Australian in Japan.
Yep. So you get to have two blends of really interesting cultures right there. You get to find out what it's like for an Australian to be living in Japan and sharing with all of us greenhorns that have never been there what it's really like.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the movie news, we all know now that Ben Affleck is out as Batman.
Yep.
I honestly liked him. A lot of people didn't like him as Batman. I thought he brought a nice, gritty, older version of Bruce Wayne that was, that was more violent than the regular ones. But apparently, I think what they were saying from some of the news that I'd gathered that he does have, he's in rehab. I don't know if it's for drinking. I believe it's more for gambling because I know he loves to gamble. Because Jennifer Garner basically had to pull him out to go to rehab.
Wow.
So I was all like, so yeah, he's out as Batman. We'll finally get to see who Matt Reeves' Batman is, and maybe he will be continuing as the Batman. Also, it's been rumored. I'm still not too sure if it's confirmed, but they said Henry Cavill is out as Superman.
I kind of have a feeling that that's true because it seemed like he was getting distance from the role. Like when for instance, he wouldn't shave his freaking mustache, so they had to like animate it off of him. Like that kind of made it apparent that it wasn't a priority to him.
Well, that wasn't his fault. That was the Mission Impossible people.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but I don't know. Because
they were still filming Mission Impossible when they were doing the reshoots.
Yeah.
For Justice League, and he was filming it, and they said, no, you can't shave it off. It's part of his character. And so that's why they had to take that part off. But he had a lot of things going for Superman. He had his own story and everything, and then Warner Brothers, they didn't have any ops for an upcoming Man of Steel movie, Man of Steel 2, even though we heard rumors on it. And then all of a sudden there's nothing on the table for that. They had scheduling conflicts with trying to get them into the Shazam movie to meet with Shazam, so he wasn't able to do that. But like I said, his agent tweeted that this is where the Ring of Hope goes, where his agent tweeted saying, no, he's still going to be Superman, yada, 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 you'll see still this and that, yada, yada, yada. And I was all like, okay, now I'm thinking like Sean at the time, I'm all like, no, I mean, that doesn't sound promising, but we just don't know. Like I said, they said it's a rumor, but now I'm starting thinking Sean's way that, it could be that he's out, which I think sucks because I think he did an excellent Superman.
Yeah, I agree. He was a really good Superman. I felt like he could have stood to have had better writing. He could have stood to have had better movies, but he himself was a great Superman. And he was kind of what was good about the Superman movies, honestly.
Yeah. And I don't know how much of a rumor this was, but they were in talks of who's going to be the next Superman. And how would you like a race change for Superman?
I mean, I suppose as long as it's a really good actor, as long as it's like, as long as there's like a relevant reason, something that actually comes out. Like to me, I don't think it's a terribly big deal. I'd be more interested in like doing an actual version of, one of the universes of the comics or something, because not all the universes had him as white Superman, but, and on the same note, I'd be interested in seeing Green Lantern done over again, but this time let's have Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I'd be interested in seeing. He's my favorite Green Lantern. Yeah,
that's everybody's favorite Green Lantern over Hal Jordan. But they were talking Michael B. Jordan to be Superman.
That would be interesting. I really like Michael B. Jordan as an actor, and as long as they would be doing it just to really, do something different, do something cool and creative, that I would be cool with. The only thing I don't like is if they would be trying to like push some kind of political agenda with it. Like,
I'm totally agree with you. Yeah, I'm agree with you.
So as long as they can avoid that, I don't have a problem with it. I just want to see a really good actor portray Superman.
Yeah, the only thing is that the only problem I have with Michael B. Jordan being as Superman, he's short, and Superman is tall.
Yeah, you got a point there. But, Hollywood magic, they could probably make him seem tall.
Yeah, you're totally right. But like I said, he has the body for it. He has the fit and everything for it and everything. So I don't know if they'd make him shave his mustache to.
Like, nope, sorry. non-negotiable. You got to keep the mustache for Mission Impossible. What?
But
Mission Impossible, curse you! Stop stealing Superman.
So yeah, other than that, like I said, that's who there were talks with that one, and I'm like, I don't know. I was just still upset about Henry Cavill being out, considering that he had an interview saying that he has a lot of other stories that he would like to bring in for Superman, because he was a Superman comic fan himself.
Yeah, and that shows that he really did love the role, because you can tell that he just did such a good job with it. But I don't know. We'll see what the studio does, and we'll see if they can, offer him, because I mean that's the thing too. He might love the role itself, but what they give him to work with and the conditions they give him as an actor to be Superman, that could be what determines the difference, whether it's enticing to him or he's just like, all right, I need to move on from this.
Yeah. Then let's see what. Yeah. You have any other news that you might have popped up? I'm trying to think of anything else I have.
It seems like there's something video game related.
Well, I know we got a lot of video games coming out. I did beat Horizon Zero Dawn. That game, I believe, is awesome.
Fantastic.
It makes you do things. It's not like, oh, you get this and you go. No, it actually makes you, like, you need to upgrade your pouches so you can hold more ammo and everything. It makes you like, oh, you need to go hunting to get this stuff so you can. It makes you progress. That you have to do things to progress in this one right here. And I did. Like I said, I was doing the whole thing, and I got to the last boss. I beat the last boss on that part, and I was like, oh, I beat it. It was a decent ending. They left it open because it looks like they're going to do another one with the series. So I'm like, all right, and then I got the first, what do you call it, expansion, which was Frozen something. I forgot what it's called, and that's the one I'm working on now. And oh my god, it's like twice as hard than what the other one was. Since the first one was on it.
Oh, dang, really?
Yeah, so, yeah, this expansion, it was big. It's got a whole new area, a lot of details and everything on this one and everything. Still, I was like, it was actually worth, if you would have to buy the second one, if you didn't get the complete like I got, and you had to buy the second one, it's worth it. It's a lot of fun, got a lot more content.
Wow, so they're getting better at DLC, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah, definitely on this one. And like I said, I'm looking forward. If they do another one, I'm looking forward to it and everything, because it left it open like a mother.
Nice. I guess the one thing I have is kind of a rumorish sort of thing, or just public opinion sort of thing. But apparently, the Spider-Man game came out only for the PlayStation, and it's apparently hit like thunder. Like everybody loves it. But since it's exclusive to PlayStation, there's a whole bunch of banter and people going back and forth being like, yeah, Xbox players, you wish you had this. So I thought that was really freaking hilarious, because I saw a bunch of stuff up on Instagram and other social media, and I was like, huh. So apparently some people are really loving that Spider-Man there on their PlayStation.
Yeah, Joseph Cano, our sponsor, he has it. He says it's good. He goes, it's an older Spider-Man, that, he's already been Spider-Man for a while, but as a game is, you still have to do a progression. And right. So it's like all the stuff that he has to earn in this one, he should already know. He goes, yeah, he should already know. But I go, but a game has to have a progression thing for it, so you have to relearn it.
Right.
That's what I told. But he says it's not bad. It's pretty good. The mechanics and everything are spot on. And he says it's, he's having a lot of fun with it. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and check that one out as well. Also, I found out, and get this, all right. Now we know we have the regular Nintendo Mini that came out, the first generation Nintendo, with all the games on that little bitty thing.
Uh-huh.
And then we had the Super Nintendo Mini that came out, also with games on that one as well. Now they have the PlayStation Minis coming out.
Oh yeah, I think I saw something about that. I was like, wait, what? Is this real? Like, I thought it was like a fake thing. Like, oh no, that would be cool, but that's a real deal?
Yeah, it's real. So we're gonna have a PlayStation Mini. It's the first gen PlayStation. I believe I forgot how many games, like 20, 30 games on it. And like I said, you'll be able to play all the first gen games that you had when you first started playing the PlayStation.
Nice.
So I was all like, oh, that's going to be kind of cool. And I'm debating. I was like, should I order that one? Because I still haven't gotten the old Nintendo one that I still want to get.
Right.
Yeah, I still want to get that one, but I still haven't gotten it yet. But yeah, other than that, that's about all the news I have. I don't know if there's anything else.
That's all I can think of for right now.
And yeah, other than that, that's about it. Anything else? Any shout outs or anything we're going to do, Sean? We got to get our radio stations out there.
Oh, absolutely. So we definitely want to shout out to Beyond the Dawn Radio, our main radio people since the beginning of time. We appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for your patience and continuing to play with us and deal with us despite our flaws and issues and fancies. You guys have always been there, and we appreciate that. I'm definitely going to keep on doing the best we can to get you all the best content, get your listeners over there hearing us and having a good time. Thanks also to NFG No Fucks Given Radio, where we are playing with the Unknown Factor and everybody that's crazy over there. We appreciate you guys. We have a lot of fun. Can't wait to have you guys back on again, because we definitely want to get our chance to take a crack at you. It's kind of convenient that you guys keep having problems and can't get on our show so we can get our payback. But hey, you know, things happen. So we'll see. We'll see.
And then also our other new one that we have with the 8-Bit Bros. I forgot what the name of that radio station.
Ironic Radio.
Yeah, Ironic Radio. They also play us as well. And like I said, they're really cool cats. I've actually talked to them on their show. We were on their show live. I don't think you were with us, Sean, or were you?
No, it was just you and Miguel, but I did see the show.
Yeah, we did that. And then also I catch the shows when it comes on Tuesdays on Facebook Live. And I do chat with them sometimes via Facebook Live. And then they also have their phone number for us to call them as well. And I keep forgetting to call them, saying, hey, what's going on, guys, to see what's going on with them, just to be on the show with them as well, because they did kind of want us, if we wanted to do a live show with them. And I'm still debating if we should do a live show on that radio station. What do you think, Sean?
I think we should definitely get our stuff on the same, get all our ducks in the same row, and then we'll go ahead and take a shot at it, because I think it'd be fun. More content for all y'all, and more fun for us. We'll just have to make sure we keep the gag mask on Miguel. And the minute we see that light in his eyes, that we know he's going to say something really wrong that we can't edit out, we'll just jerk it on him and just make sure that he can't say anything.
Other than that, that is our show. Like I said, it was going to be a short and sweet show. It's just me and Sean here, the Introverts. Tag of the Introverts here. And
holding up the fort.
Holding up the fort. Still, doing what we do best.
Fabuloso.
Y'all have a great week. Hey guys, you can connect with us on iTunes
at Critical Thinking Podcast
and Twitter
at critic_thinking
and also on Facebook and Instagram
at Critical Thinking Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Critical Thinking is on Beyond the Dawn Radio, which is known for playing the best indie radio music around the world.
On Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Central Time.
And if you like the show, please 5-star the episode and tell your friends. So thank you for joining us, thinking shit through one podcast at a time.